Okay, I'm gonna try and keep this short and sweet. I've recorded it twice now. So let's learn y'all a little something because I see a lot of questions going around and a lot of just screenshots that are basic, and y'all are asking questions. Is this a tornado? Is this safe? Do I need to go to shelter? What's going on here? How bad is this gonna get? Whatever, blah blah blah. Truth of the matter is, you guys are sharing basic screenshots that are what we call base reflectivity. You guys aren't looking at anything more than rain and a little bit of hail. Once you get into the pinks and the purples, you're looking at heavy rain and hail. Green, red, orange, yellow, that's rain. That's all you guys are looking at. The weather apps that you guys are sharing, that you guys are using, the Weather Channel, My Radar, Fox Weather, AccuWeather, WeatherBug, whatever. They're all free. They're all basic. They all offer you what's called base reflectivity. That's it. You guys are seeing rain, hail, that's it. Heavy rain. On the off chance the storm is strong enough and puts down a strong enough hook echo, yeah, you're going to be able to see that. I've seen it on the Weather Channel app. Still doesn't tell you if a tornado is on the ground. It gives you an idea if a tornado can form. Sure, see a hook echo, take your tornado precautions, go to safety, your shelter in a sturdy room in the center of the house, with the least windows and doors around. But it's still not going to give you that information to specifically say a tornado is definitely on the ground heading at your location. It's going to give you an idea. All these apps are basically, in a nutshell, good for is sending you watches and warnings, sending you push notifications that give your location valuable time to take shelter in the event of a catastrophic event, floods, tornadoes, devastating fires, whatever. Check the temperature, check the humidity, check the UV index, whatever. I know that a lot of you guys, like I said, I've seen these posts time and time again. What am I looking at? How rough is it going to be? Oh, this looks bad. Do I need to take shelter? I've seen them go as far as, oh, we're cooked, we're going to die. Again, and you're just looking at heavy rain and hail. You can't even identify if there's 60, 80 mile an hour damaging wind gusts. You're not looking at, whatever. So, these apps, again, basically in a nutshell, are really good for being able to, send you push notifications when they work. But beyond that, they're useless. And you guys look at them like, they offer you 31, 32, 34, 68, 73. They're putting out numbers for your precipitation chances like Powerball. When in reality, go back to, if you're old enough, gave myself away there. If you're old enough, go back to the days of when we used to watch on the TV, the Weather Channel. Do you ever recall 31, 33, 46, 58, percent chances of rain? No. It was between 0 and 100. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. And that's how it is. These weather apps are run by weather models. They're updated constantly on the hour by the hour. The newest weather model runs. Okay? So when you get the newest weather model in, and the newest weather model runs, the NAM, the HRRR, the HREF, the RFFS, whatever, the GFS, when it comes into play, whatever they're always getting constantly updated with the newest weather information. That's why they're constantly changing. 1 hour you got 33% chance of rain, next hour you got 40% chance of rain, next hour you got 27, next hour you got 85 and a thunderstorm on you. That's why they're constantly wrong, and you're constantly being misled. I understand that $8.99, $10.99, $14.99 for, radar scope tier 2 is scary. But you guys are asking questions, you guys want the information. You're not willing to retain the information once you do learn it, but it's necessary information. We've seen, Mayfield, EF4, we've seen Bologna, EF4, we've seen Joplin, EF5, we've seen more EF5 times 2. You can't put a price on your life if you're, that freaked out about it, that scared. You have lilapsophobia, you have weather anxiety. You can't put a price on your life. These weather apps absolutely will save your life. Now, the ones I'm talking about, Radar Scope, Radar Omega, eventually the Weatherfront app, once they get a few bugs worked out, they're game changers. They have the information necessary and give you the tools necessary to have that information at your fingertips and be able to see what you're looking at. Do they send push notifications? Do they send weather alerts? No, unfortunately, they are radar apps. That's all they are. But you have the tools, the velocity, the correlation coefficient, the differential reflectivity to be able to tell if that storm is trying to tighten up, if it's inflow outflow dominant, the differential reflectivity to see if you have a negative value, to see if that storm has potentially got a tornado in it, correlation coefficient to see if your velocity couplet lines up with a potential TDS, tornado debris signature, in the right portion of the storm, combined with the differential reflectivity to get a negative value to see again if you have a potential tornado in that storm. There are so many other factors other than base reflectivity, which is all you're getting in a basic free weather app, to tell you if a tornado is in that storm. Okay? And unfortunately, there's more fatality risks than just a tornado. I know a tornado is scary. I know it's pretty much the most advertised thing in the weather community is a tornado, a tornado, a tornado. Damaging winds are also a factor. Flooding is also a factor, just like we saw in Texas a month or so ago. Some other things you guys got to take into account. But again, a free weather app, just like you'll see here shortly, is just not where you really want to be. I know that the prices are scary. Get with your local weather enthusiast. Get with your local person that you trust, your local trusted weather source. Get with Max Velocity. Get with Zachary Hall, Arkansas Storm Chaser. Get with Jordan Hall. Get with Reed Timmer. Get with whoever you trust, as your trusted weather source. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to speak up. That's what they're there for. They are there to answer your questions, be your guide. There are plenty of trusted sources. Last thing I want to say was with hurricane season ramping up, don't trust a one-run GFS model that you just saw off TikTok to be your trusted source off TikTok, off Facebook, whatever. We're getting into peak hurricane season. You're going to see a lot of one-run model runs 10, 12, 14 days out. If it's any further than 10 to 14 days out, it's a bunch of horse crap.